So something that I ask relatively frequently by clients, and I think this is a good topic just to go over in general, is the question of so I went over my calories on one day, like what should I do after that? So I think that so let's say you went over by your calories by 500. There is logical, physiological rationality, just low down calories by 500 the next day, weekly average will be the same, and everything will more or less be the exact same in the long run. The reason why I don't like doing that for most people is because, number one, it kind of creates this negative mindset with calories and with dieting, with you're in debt and you have to do something to get out of it, and that you have to undo something wrong or something that you did bad. And I think that just understanding that what mostly matters for long-term body composition is not little arbitrary day-to-day things or fluctuations in energy balance. It's long-term adherence. That's what matters the most. So especially for people that are fat loss dieting, who this tends to be the case that happens a lot, which is more and more common, whereas maintenance or surplus doesn't really happen as much. People aren't as hungry. If you went over your calories, it's probably because you were hungry, but probably because that calorie that you were at already was hard enough. So the last thing that you kind of want to do is make it even harder, because there tends to be this yo-yo effect where you restrict a lot one day, you're really hungry, and then you just kind of have the same thing happen again. I would prefer, the best thing to just do is just get right back on track, just get right back on the horse, go back onto your original plan. If your original plan was too aggressive, though, you're trying to lose weight a little bit too fast for you, maybe you lower down that deficit, maybe you refine that approach, maybe you examine some of the circumstances as to why did I overeat? What things could I do to basically help manage this and have it be less of a recurrence or more of an issue? That's the best thing to do, and just get right back on track, because I think the most important thing with nutrition in general for everybody is developing a lifestyle and a relationship with food, with dieting, with your nutrition, where you are able to develop habits and long-term habits and being consistent with a certain approach than worrying about little arbitrary things in regards to energy balance and whatnot. So just to wrap all this video up, if you're over your calories, I would prefer that you don't change anything, to get right back on track, go back onto your plan or revise it if it was a little bit too aggressive for you, and focus on long-term habits instead of just day-to-day fluctuations, and just consistency over perfection.